Monday is such a glorious day because it's a day that promises a whole new week of possibilities, that anything can happen. Like yes, no. Leicester City. I didn't think it was possible. No one thought it was possible, but Leicester are the champions of the Premier League. So now that that's out of the way, how long do you think it's going to take for them to have to start answering questions about winning it again next season? I would say they're probably going to get about 2 or 3 weeks to properly celebrate this once-in-a-lifetime achievement. And then the pressure of next season is gonna begin. Because how do you keep that core of players intact? No! You'll rightfully have to pay everyone more, including the manager, and then you're gonna have to go and spend more to bring in some top signings so you guys can compete in the Champions League as well as the league. But does more money lead to more problems? And do these new signings change the incredible chemistry that your team has? Of course it does! So it'll be an interesting summer for the new champions of the Premier League, Leicester City. Paulo Dybala. Juventus' top signing this summer, who's had a pretty solid season in his own right, said this: Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo would not have scored 80 to 90 goals in Italy. Maybe 40 like Higuain, but not 80. Which is awesome, because I think he just compared Higuain to Messi and Ronaldo, and Higuain's best ever season at Real Madrid, and he spent 7 seasons there, was 29 goals in 40 games. So if La Liga was that easy, then Higuain would have done a little bit better. So, Paulo, you gotta come up with some new logic. Luis Suarez. He scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. He's Luis Suarez, and he's love him, hate him, it doesn't matter because the guy just scores goals. And with another one against Real Betis this weekend, that is 9 goals in his last 3 games, 35 and 36 La Liga games this season, and 53 in all competitions, which leads me to my appreciation. Dear Luis Suarez, you are a really good player, and I just thought you'd want to know that. With love, Conradinho. Mats Hummels. If you're gonna leave Borussia Dortmund, Mats, don't go to Bayern Munich like Robert Lewandowski and Mario Götze. Try something different. Go somewhere new. I heard Barcelona's interested in you, so why wouldn't you go there? Juve's Paulo Dybala says it's an easy-ass league. The New York Red Bulls. After spending the first 7 weeks of the 2016 MLS season acting like a shadow of their former best team in the 2015 regular season selves, the Red Bulls have won 2 in a row and absolutely dominated the best team in the Western Conference, FC Dallas, 4-0 this past weekend, so giddy up. Manchester City. I don't care what lineup your manager Manuel Pellegrini puts out there. You can't get your asses beat 4-2 by Southampton and then expect to win the Champions League. It just doesn't work that way. Ow. Newcastle. My favorite club in the Premier League beat Crystal Palace and former manager Alan Pardew and former midfielder Yohan Cabaye, who missed a penalty, thank you very much, to move out of the relegation zone after Arsenal beat Norwich. Thank you, Arsenal. And Sunderland tied. So get in! Get in! I can do it! We can... AC Milan. You had to come from behind to tie Frosinone 3-3, so shouldn't we give you some credit for coming back? No, because it's fucking Frosinone and you're AC Milan and you're at home, and that is totally unacceptable. What is going on with you guys? Conradinho. Because I am really enjoying the non-related PSG battles happening in France right now. Lyon and Monaco are angling for 2nd place and that automatic Champions League spot, and they play each other this weekend. While Saint-Etienne is barely holding on to the Europa League spot in 4th, while Nice and Lille are 1 point and 2 points behind them respectively with 2 games to go. And Ajaccio sit right above the relegation zone, but a slip up by them and Reims and Toulouse could pounce on their mistakes and ensure survival in the top flight. So in summation, many thought that France was boring this season, but it is definitely not. The Western Sydney Wanderers. Not only did they lose their 3rd A-League Grand Final in the last 4 years, this time to Adelaide United 3-1, their manager Tony Popovich accused Adelaide of not playing football, only long balls to win. So Tony, if you're not going to show your team how to conduct yourself with respect after losing a big game, then maybe next season you should teach them how to defend against long balls so you don't find yourself in this situation again. Just a rule of thumb. Also, congrats to Adelaide for not only winning their first ever final, which is an incredibly big deal, way to go, but you guys also won the double. So, double way to go. Morelia, Chivas Guadalajara, and Cruz Azul. These 3 clubs were the only clubs to secure all 3 points out of the top 11 this past weekend in Liga MX, which is significant since there's only 1 game left before the top 8 teams make the playoffs. And the must-watch game of this weekend belongs to Tigres, who sit in 9th place, versus Cruz Azul, who sit in 8th, and the winner will make the playoffs. If they draw and Pumas win, then Pumas will go through and both of those guys will stay home. So it's just like, no mames way! Jordan Morris, one of the most promising young players in the United States, has scored 3 goals in 3 straight games, including the game winner against the Columbus Crew in the 87th minute this past weekend, which means we're probably just going to start overhyping him.
Wait, does that mean you want him to stop scoring goals?
No, shut up. I just don't want to jinx anything. If he gets called into the Copa America and he scores a bunch of goals against some big international teams, then fine, let's just hype the shit out of him. Sporting Clube de Portugal. The little brother of the 2 bigger clubs in Portugal, Benfica and Porto, had to go to Porto this weekend and get a win, and they did it 3-1, which means they're still 2 points behind Benfica with 2 games to go. All right, that's it. I am out. So like always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will hop in as well. And thank you so much for your continued support. You guys are the best. Later.